That was Sour Candy by Lady Gaga and Blackpink. You are listening to phoenixradio.com.au. This is Jason's Sports Rundown, and the time is 1:49 p.m. And we're going to get into talking about the Brisbane Roar now in their round 2 clash with the Wellington Phoenix. A number of interesting moments throughout the match. First being the first goal for the Roar in the game, 42nd minute. Vidic managed to have a brilliant goal-scoring opportunity, and he capitalised. Unfortunately, we saw 2 goals go in the way of the Phoenix, one being the equaliser, one being the eventual winner. In the 96th minute, nonetheless, it was heartbreaking stuff in that second half and towards even the last third of the game. It was brutal stuff for the Brisbane Roar and for the fans watching at home with the game down in New Zealand, but nonetheless it was a pretty good effort and a few tough results are definitely going to come this season, and that was just one of them. Another game too where the Roar were outbeaten with their possessions count, 64.5% possession for the Phoenix, so they well and truly weren't having the way of the ball Roar, and that might be something for the coach, Michael Valkanis, and the other staff to be looking at how Brisbane Roar can better maintain possession of the ball, but also make sure that they're having more time in possession than the opposition are. So we'll take a listen and talk about these big moments, and nothing bigger for the Brisbane Roar in this one than their goal in the 42nd minute mark.
Injury to Tim Payne is the only change to note. There's a ball over the top. James is being beaten. And Justin Vidic opens the scoring for the Brisbane Roar.
Brilliant goal from Vidic and Brisbane Roar make it 1-0. It was a fight back though that lasted a long time for the Phoenix, but they finally equalised it, 76th minute mark.
And he Heald's delivery from deep is a double teamed. Push him header back in. And Piper. And it's found its way into the back of the net. And I believe it's Kazuki Nagasawa with the final touch. Piper's strike seemed to be making its way across the line. Nagasawa forced it home. Wellington get themselves back into the match.
And it was an eventual winner that came the Phoenix's way. It took them 6 minutes into added time to get their way, but they did snag the winner in the 96th minute mark.
Unless Wellington can find a way back. Piper's been central. Amiento, he went close as well. Amiento! And he's done it at the back post! Carlo Amiento scores against the Brisbane Roar. 2 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, brilliant work from the Phoenix, and they well and truly fought back in that game, and heartbreaking stuff for Brisbane Roar. As we always do in these reviews, I like to listen to and get the thoughts that Michael Valkanis has. I think he's a pretty open book in the way that he speaks, and he really does give you a fair assessment of the game. So first clip to take a listen to is how he felt on the changes that were forced onto the Brisbane Roar that they had to make late in the second half.
No, I think we were forced to make a couple of changes, and this changed the game. There's no doubt about it, because I think up until the 60th minute, there was also another good possibility where I thought George Vakas should have finished, and maybe if he scores there, it becomes 2-0. It's a different game, and I thought those forced changes didn't help, and we had to change a lot of things around, which didn't help the team. But in saying that, we need to quickly move on from this one. It was like a game of 2 halves, really well. 60 minutes, and after that it was a different game.
Yeah, tough going for Brisbane. The changes late didn't help, and it was very well a 60 kind of 30 sort of split in the game. That Brisbane dominated 60 minutes in, but from there it was tough sailing. And one controversial moment that Michael Valkanis was asked about was what the red card, or what should have been a red card, in his opinion.
There's no VAR? Is there no VAR? Because when I look at it on the screen now, and what I saw from the ground, it was that's a red card. But we're the physical team. I forget this. The word out there is we're the physical team, and sometimes maybe they forget to look at what's happening to us. I don't want to speak about that. That's not to blame, but it would have had a consequence on the game and the way they would have gone about what they would have had to do if they lost the player. But that's. Look, I don't even want to discuss this anymore because it's becoming a weekly thing. What they should do is just make a TV show like they do in Europe, and they critique refereeing decisions and you make them accountable.
Yeah, interesting thoughts on what was a controversial moment, or what should have been, or what shouldn't maybe have been a red card. Valkanis made his opinions known. He brought up an important thing there at the end as well, that maybe should we have the referees, we look at all their decisions weekly and we hold that accountable. Is that something that would really benefit in the A-League? Would it benefit in the NRL? That's something that I really feel like across sports could be a really cool thing, and it's not targeted at referees. We know the job that they do. It's difficult, you're going to make wrong calls, but at the same time, the ones that they miss and these big ones that they miss, you need to be found accountable for the decisions, like we all are with everything we do. You have to hold people accountable for the decisions that they make, even given that some of these decisions are never the easy ones to make. But nonetheless, a tough weekend for the Brisbane Roar. They're going to be hoping to bounce back in round 3, and so far though, still not a bad start to the year for them, and they'll be in a fairly good position even out of what was a loss down in Wellington. Coming up soon, we're going to see what Lachlan has in store for us this week. No doubt it's going to be something just as good as last week was, but right now you've got Mumford Sons and Pharrell with Good People.